What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. When I was younger, brothers, I really wanted to have what is called a dime piece. Real thick, big booty. You guys already know what I'm talking about, right? I already didn't care about if it was light or dark, but as long as they was clapping it up, that's all I cared about. And what happened to me? Basically, I chose physicality over the substance. Okay, this is something that a lot of men make the mistake. We do this. And so what happens is sometimes we don't learn from our mistakes. All right. And as you get older, some of you brothers start sounding like this.
There's no man alive that would disagree with what I'm about to say. You want a strong 7. Let me tell you why. 10, too much maintenance. Too much, because she knows she fine. And you're expendable. She could take you or leave you. A 9, that's a problem too. Because you got enough people telling her she's a 10, so half of them acting that way. And by the way, the ones that ain't acting that way still require more from you than what others might. And so you got to be up on your game. That's problematic. 8, that's ideal. Because that's really, really good looking. She got it going on. But at the same time, there's a level of independence that comes with it, which is never a bad thing.
Now, again, some guys, like when you start getting money, you start being able to do things, have income. Typically what happens, especially with black men, is that, we still keep messing with the same kind of ladies, all right? And we still keep having the same kind of problems. I got a good friend. Every lady he deal with is super thick, and it always end the same. With him spending a whole bunch of money and no substance, okay? Now, Paul Pierce recently went viral for saying something very similar.
All you men who stand up men, who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm gonna keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6 who gonna put some elbow into it and gonna be down for you on some 100. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at you like, why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her. Cause she gonna do everything you ain't doing. 100%. And that's the new wave we should be on, fellas. Like, man, forget all that how you look when you with your arm around her. Nah, she ain't got no substance to her. It's 2025, y'all. Don't be embarrassed by your chick. Get you one that's gonna get her elbow into it. Like, man, we good on all that other stuff, man. Make her feel like a queen. Her attitude a queen, but these other ones, when it's all glitz and glamour, it's all shiny, it look all good, and when you in the window, and it look cool when you out and about. But when it's behind closed doors, man, you miserable as hell.
Now, folks in the comment section saying he threatened by a baddie, he threatened by this, he threatened by that. Let me tell you this, man. Number one, Paul Pierce is a legend in basketball. He's won an NBA title, okay? He will go down as a Hall of Famer. If there is anybody who's had the baddies, married to a baddie, had access to those kind of women, it's one thing if you haven't had access to those kind of women. But if you've literally had access to these kind of women like Paul Pierce, then what are you talking about? Because once you have access to these beautiful women, you know what it's all about, okay? And when you're in a relationship, why is it that the man is doing all of the work? Now, of course, you can find a baddie that put in the work, but like a lot of times, what I've noticed is a woman could tell you about a past boyfriend, and she'll say, I loved him. Okay, you loved him. Yes, I can't believe you broke my heart. What were you doing for him? I was giving him sex. Okay, what were you doing for him? Oh, I was giving him this. But when you look at a level of effort put into the relationship that the man was doing, she wasn't doing that. She wasn't putting the effort into the relationship. And so what's the use of having a 10 or a 9 if they not gonna be down with you, if they not gonna be solving problems with you? Some of the best women I have really in my life found out is the women that care about you, that want to see, that's trying to help you get someplace. It's not always about looks. And that's the thing that a lot of us as men, have an issue with, especially women. I mean, if we look at sports athletes, somebody like Wes Welker, he was a great flanker, right? This guy wasn't the best athlete. Steve Largent, receiver for the Seattle Seahawks, had the NFL reception record for many years until Jerry Rice broke it. Wasn't the fastest guy, but he put in the work every day. Tom Brady. We look at guys all the time. They throw the ball real far, like Joe Milton. Big cannon arm, fast. But guess what? When it come down to putting the work into the organization, taking the pay cut, watching film, being a leader, those are things that women who typically might be 10 or 9s, they don't have to do that. It's like the guy who jumped real high and real athletic. Yeah, and when you like 14, 15, maybe in high school, that work. It come a time where that don't work, and you gotta adjust and show value in other ways. And so what tends to happen is there's just not a whole lot of value, all right? There is not a lot of value. So if you could get a woman that's a 10 that would do everything you needed, you would. But it's better to get a 6 or a 5. Put some makeup on her. Dress her nice. That woman could be BGS called it an adjustable 7. And that's where you win with a real relationship. Somebody gonna be the mother of your kids. Dudes be looking at IG models, having full-on relations with IG models. What they gonna do for your kids? You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be a good partner. Somebody you wanna come home to every night and wake up to. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about that basically a woman that got value. And this woman that do got value. You ain't gotta be embarrassed by what she looked like. He said it. Look, why you over there with her? Don't worry about it, okay? Because that person is loyal. It's just like a lot of men in the 50s, 40s, especially after World War II, when you had President Dwight D. Eisenhower, okay? And Dwight D. Eisenhower, besides the creation of interstate highways, he was the one that built the middle class, if you were, as a president. He did something that was so great. He gave the everyday working man the opportunity to have affordable housing, to take care of his wife, and take care of the family. That's Dwight D. Eisenhower. What happened? I'll tell you what happened with Dwight D. Eisenhower. That became such a great situation, a great add-on, because all of those men, the majority of those men, I can guarantee you, were the men who were unattractive, the men that someone would call fat. I mean, the men that went to war, the men that defended the country, men that were, undesirable. But guess what? You built a whole nation amongst those same men, okay? And as long as she, what you would say is not but ugly, all of that, you can build everything with a woman that's a 5 or a 6. She ain't gotta have the fattest booty. Who cares? Because after you get through dealing with all of that for a long time, you're gonna get tired of fat booties. It's gonna come a time where you're like, man, okay, man, you got a fat booty, but I really don't even like you. You're so damn, man, why are you so corny? Always trying to use somebody, trying to beg for money. Let me tell you guys a story. It was this chick I was dealing with, man, with one of the fattest booties I ever had in my life. I'm talking about, it was wobbly. If I showed it to you, you'll be like, oh my God, okay? She was cute, she was dark, but it was soft. One day she called or messaged me. I hadn't heard from her for a while. I said, what's going on? What you ain't heard from you? Well, oh, I've been busy. Why you been busy? Something I want to tell you. I said, what? She said, I'm pregnant. I said, you're pregnant? She said, yeah, and the baby is yours. Now, I'm like, wait a minute. You pregnant and the baby mine? She goes, yes. I said, okay. Yeah, because I don't know if the condom was on. I said, let's go and get a DNA test. What? Let's go and get a DNA test. She go, yeah, what had happened was such and such and such and such, right? That girl was lying, okay? She trying to get me to take care of another dude's kid, and then come to find out, it was a broke dude's kid. Stupid fat booty, sexy as hell, no substance. Hell to the no. Hell no. Give me a 5 or a 6. Long as my my military man is ready to go, I'm clapping him up. He's right. You get tired of all of that attitude you get for some of them, especially they got a little bit of clout. They thinking that they the truth and all that. Man, I ain't got time to deal with all that. Get up out of here. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Oshay Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We out.